it do, what the business is.
It's another week in the books. It's the OndeckTV podcast. I am Spike Lou.
Man, holla at your boy Animal Brown, the Husky Vegan, a.k.a. Strawberry Sanders. Hey.
I am Spike Lou.
Hey, when
on
will this
Instagram.
end? When will my role stop? I don't know.
Just
It'll never. What? NFL draft week?
Strawberry Sanders.
Killing.
That was weak. That was weak sauce. I'm sorry.
That was last week.
You should have just ran back. You should have just ran back to one of Brussels Simmons.
Nah, that ain't it.
Brussels Simmons ain't it?
Nah, not what he going through right now. Nah.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to get me too. Shout out to Mxtra. Follow me, Animal_Brown on Instagram, Twitter, and Snap.
I am Spike Lou on the social media, Twitters, Instagrams, Mxtra.
It's your boy Mxtra Relish, Mxtra3 on all things social
I hope
media.
you didn't think. I hope that was right off the dome.
What?
I hope that was right off the dome and you wasn't waiting to say that.
No, man, it gotta be off top. Man.
That was terrible. You
was
talk
bad,
about
though.
my shit?
That was
No,
bad.
yeah.
Both of them were bad.
No,
That's not true.
mine was
Go back to the drawing board. But go ahead.
What you have on deck for the weekend, man?
I was slow motion. I got to holler at my guy Scoops. He came down here, man. We watched some playoff basketball.
Shout out Scoops.
The biggest cultural event of the year.
Avengers.
Game of Thrones, episode 3, the battle at Winterfell, probably the best TV episode I've ever seen in my life.
Here going the gas.
Easily.
BP gas.
So that's what I watched. That was what I did this weekend. It was all about the Thrones.
All right.
Ran it back. It was as advertised.
Me and the $1.2 million of revenue that went to that Avengers Endgame is the real culture event of 2019.
Billion.
Billion.
Okay.
That's even more. Man, that shit right there was amazing.
I didn't miss nothing.
What?
Yeah, I can't wait to see it.
I didn't even know it came out.
Yeah, you're damn right. You just couldn't get seats. Hottest ticket in the city. It was 20. Dude, I checked the theater because I wanted to see it again. I saw it Thursday. I wanted to see it Saturday. There were 26 showings in one theater, and all of them were sold out. 26 in one day at one theater?
That's stupid.
The hype is real.
Dude, they had an 8 o'clock. They had an 8 a.m. show, and it was sold out. I was like, man, what the fuck?
How? Like, I don't understand.
An 8 a.m. show?
Yeah.
Like,
Some AMCs stayed open 72 hours straight.
It's so easy to access stuff nowadays. I don't understand why, like, the craze. Like,
But
just go
no,
next-
the hype.
What do you mean?
It's an
Go next
amazing
week.
movie. No, it's different. No, this ain't one of them next week movies. This is you want to see
if
this
you're a
one.
fan, you got to see it right
If
away.
you're a fan, you want to see it when everybody else has seen it for the first time because you get those
Y'all
those
get to talk to
oohs,
each
those
other about it.
ahs.
Cool.
You get all of that. It's got that effect to it, so it's a little
got
different. That shit was amazing. I ain't gonna lie though. I gotta see it again immediately. And make sure what you have on deck.
What I do Friday night, I bar hop. Actually went a little hard on Friday, so Saturday I was catching up on my Marvel movies because I could not go anywhere on Saturday. And that's about it. Sunday I went out, kicked it a little bit, and watched the Game of Thrones for sure.
Yeah, so we can talk. We can end that talk.
Yeah.
All right, man. Let's get to some rap shit. We finally got an album to review, Schoolboy Q. But first things first, let's talk Hove. Another big cultural event that happened over the weekend. That B-Sides 2 show went down last Friday, one night only in New York. No title stream, so we couldn't watch it. But the sold out show, we got pieces of it on social media through, people recording it and posting it to IG and whatnot. We saw Hove brought out Nas, Cam, Jim Jones, former enemies. Now, Jay is damn near 50 years old. Is he still the hottest show ticket in town?
Yes, I think that Jay-Z is. Well, actually, is it Jay-Z with Beyonce or without Beyonce?
No, we just talking Hove.
Okay. Either way, I do think that he's still the biggest draw in hip-hop just because of things like the Nipsey freestyle. That's a once in a lifetime. I know when I went to go see him live in Vanderbilt in Nashville a couple years ago, he did a freestyle as well. So that's one of those things that you're only going to get when you go to a show. You probably won't get it on an album or anything like that, and you're getting to see someone who people will regard for a long time as the GOAT.
Right.
I think that Jay can hold a show by himself. He proves that on the him and Beyonce tour. And I feel like the other rappers that are big, that have the big performances, is because they have a lot of guest features. People want to be on stage with a Drake. They want to be on stage with a Meek Mill. They want to be on stage with a Kendrick. And you get the benefit of being able to bring those people out, and it makes their show a lot much better. Mm-hmm. Jay-Z don't do that. Jay-Z just go through the catalog. He can give you a B-side show with no hits and still go out and sell out. That's why I think he's one of the bigger tickets in hip-hop.
It's a two-part
The
answer.
biggest, excuse me.
It's a two-part answer to this question. For our generation, I think he is. But if you ask somebody 25, do you think that they would say Jay-Z's the go-to show. Like, let's be honest.
They're going to go to a Lil Uzi show?
Yeah, probably. Somebody else's show. But I will say this, though. I'll never forgive Ticketmaster. That's number one, because I tried to get tickets, and they said there was 2,000 people in front of me, even though I logged on at the time they went on pre-sale. That was horse shit. Then when they finally did go on sale for us regular folks, people had already done got them, and the bots had ate them up, tried to flip them for 3 times as much. Tickets was going for like 700. I can't do that. So that's horse shit. But I will say it looks super dope. I was surprised that it wasn't streamed on Tidal. I'm presuming that there may be some type of deal in place, maybe Netflix. He might pull a Beyonce like how she did with Coachella and have something on Netflix or maybe HBO, something of that nature. But this has to have been recorded on some type of device to be shown at a later use.
I saw that too, so I asked.
I believe I put that in the group chat.
Maybe.
On Netflix.
Of course you did.
Possibly.
Yeah. Heard it here first. Make sure you're to the streets.
Congratulations. Do you have breaking news music for that?
Nope.
All right, so my question to that and the conspiracy theory is to say that if I'm Jay-Z and I have a streaming network that I own, why would I put it on Netflix tape delay when it would be much more of an event like you were talking about with Marvel? If everybody was watching it at the same time live, you get the Twitter reaction. Why would I put it on Netflix? Why would I put it on Hulu or like? Regardless of what they paying me for it, it's a much bigger impact to the culture if you had streamed it live from Tidal. So why would I do that?
Well, I'll say this. He's already been able to do that with the first one. So he got that out of the way. The B-Sides one was streamed with Tyler. It was super dope.
Right.
I watched it. as if I was there. I was hyping everything on the couch watching that shit. Looking forward to doing the same for this one. Didn't get that. That builds up the anticipation for whenever this does drop on Tidal. on Netflix or HBO or whatever. And on top of that, you get the bag. I think people streaming, people taking photos and videos, that built up the anticipation.
Right.
That's already there. So when we get the date for when this drops on X platform, we're all eyes. He didn't lose one viewer.
I'm not even talking about your bottom line of losing viewers. I'm just talking about the impact and what Jay-Z means to the culture. We sit here and we talk about how Revolt drops the ball. I feel like this is something where Tidal drops the ball because you're right. You can put it somewhere. It's still going to be an event. But the fact is, this has already happened. We've seen the snippets. You kind of know what to expect. So you still get that thing.
Surprise. It's not a surprise.
It's not
anymore.
a surprise factor anymore. Like if I had seen live them bring Jimmy and Cam out and you streaming it like that, that's fire.
Yeah, that's the
so
shit.
I say, why again would I put that anywhere else if I could put it on my platform and make much a larger impact?
Very simple answer. And you say regardless of the money. No,
Nah,
it's about the money.
Not at this point for Jay-Z. Like for us it is, but for Jay-Z at this point it ain't about a couple million
Now
dollars.
Netflix gave Beyonce 60.
That's fine, but I own Tidal.
That's more than fine. I'm gonna be honest. 60 is more than fine.
I'm not sneezing at $60 million at all, but what I am saying is it's a lot larger as far as the impact if I own a streaming company, if I'm going to put it there as opposed to leasing it out to somebody.
I get what you're saying, but to answer your question, it's because of the bag.
Well, I feel like it was a mistake there.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
but if he hadn't done the part one, then I maybe would understand it. He's already kind of done the part one. You've got that to where you can look at it. You know what I'm saying? That's there. The fact that he even has a catalog to even be able to do a B-Sides too and do shit that he didn't do one song from the first one, which is crazy.
Oh, listen, I'm not knocking the show. I'm not knocking like whatever he's doing as far as sitting for Netflix. I just feel like it was a missed opportunity as far as not streaming it on Tidal because of what we always talk about and having it there and being able to own it and making that a moment.
We talked about last week or a week before that the streaming wars. Dude, Tidal's in third place and by a wide margin.
Great point.
A B-Side 2 show is not going to close that gap.
But this is his wild card, though. This is my joker. Apple can never give you an exclusive Jay-Z show. Spotify can't give you an exclusive Jay-Z show. So if you want that and you want to sign up for this $9.95 a month for Tidal and I give you that once a year with these B-Sides, that's incentive to doing so.
But they've already done it to his point, though. That's the point.
Yeah,
if it's a consistent thing, then that makes me want to sign up for Tidal. If I know I get a B-Sides from Jay every year,
but
Tidal you can have my $9.95.
But Tidal putting concerts on.
That's fine. Them ain't B-Side Jay concerts, though.
But they already
like, I don't get it. You get what I'm saying.
But he already did that. It didn't move the needle.
But if you do it consistently, that's how you get out of third place. You
can't do a B-Sides concert more consistently. It only happens once every now and then.
That's true.
This is the second one.
Yeah.
If he had done the second one on there, the anticipation to build it up. If possibly he does a third one, if you're signing up for Tidal, is all I'm saying.
And it's the same thing I say about Tidal. You're talking about from a rap standpoint as a fan.
I'm talking about from a content standpoint. Period.
No, yeah, as a fan of rap.
No, period.
He's not going to get more subscribers who already aren't a fan of Tidal already.
Yeah,
Just
you're not
by
gonna get
putting
no
the
new
concert on
fans.
You
Not
may
gonna
get
get
new
any new
people
fans.
signing up for Tidal that don't have it right now because of that.
Yeah,
Because
you
of the lot. Like if I know if it's $9.95 for me to sign up for Tidal and keep my Apple Music just because Tidal has exclusive concert content, I'm doing that.
Yeah, I do that.
And it's
now.
a lot of people that exactly.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, but
So
that's
you'll
fair.
get more people that are more likely to hold 2 subscriptions
That's
as
fair.
opposed to 1 if you're giving them something that they're not going to get anywhere else.
It's difficult.
Yeah, it's
It's
possible.
difficult, but it can be done.
I
Like
think-
Jay-Z.
If Netflix say $20
Difficult
million
take what Jay-Z
first-
say. Difficult takes what? Impossible takes a week. Difficult take a day. Take a day.
No, man.
It was the other way around.
Yeah,
But
it was good business. Netflix.
yeah, he also says I'm a businessman, not a businessman.
Exactly.
Other hot tickets though, I'm not
That's
gonna
my
just
point.
say Jay. Like Jay is obviously big, and when you keep with the one night onlys, you kind of keep it fresh, you keep it original. He did Allure. I saw that. I would have fucking probably died if I would have been there in person. I ain't gonna lie. That's probably one of my favorite Jay songs.
You would have fainted on the floor.
Probably. I'd have probably still been laying on the fucking floor right now if I would have been there and he did that. But other hot tickets, he's not the only one, though. Kanye puts on a fucking amazing show every time he steps out. Drake puts on a nice show. Travis Scott puts on a crazy show.
Drake put on
So
a good
they're
show.
not the only. Jay's not the. I'm only going to say he's the hottest ticket around because he's the rarest in terms of he's not going on a full world 44 city state tour like the rest of those people I just named. So it is a little different. It's cool. We're at the point now in hip hop when you can do a 20-year anniversary show. You can do a Snowman show one night only in Atlanta to run back a classic album. You know what I'm saying? You can do Get Rich or Die Trying 15 years later, one night only over here. It's cool to see. That's why Jay is keeping himself relevant and is smart. But that's crazy. I don't know how much longer he can do it though. I don't need to see B-side 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's gonna get old. It's only but so many people you can bring out to where that's still exciting. I'm gonna be honest.
I mean, well,
Even though bringing out Cam and having him doing Welcome to New York, as soon as I saw the picture of him and Cam, I said, dude, if they did Welcome to New York, and then I found the video and they was doing, I said, oh fuck,
yeah,
that shit was
yeah.
crazy, son.
You can only do so many B-sides. I do agree with that. But
Yeah.
like you said, there's room for him to put a lot of content. He can do a volume 3 concert. I can do a volume. He got a whole catalog of stuff that he can go to make that a draw for him.
I just fuck Ticketmaster though. I'm still hot at y'all. All right, man. Moving on. Let's talk Cassidy for the first time ever on this show. Battle rapper turned mainstream rapper turned battle rapper again.
Right.
Fuck, easy for me to say. Apparently, he took a mean 3-0 L over the weekend to fellow battle rapper Goods. 2 questions.
Damn.
Looking at Cassidy's
Ass?
career, how will you remember it? Because it's clearly dead now. And do you see more mainstream rappers jumping in the battle rap ring?
Yeah, Cassidy's career is over. I can say it by him doing this that it's a rap, and then getting washed at that.
Yeah.
I don't think that battle rappers are gonna take a chance in getting in that field because like it can end their career. We've talked about it here before. Getting bodied on that battle rap stage would be different. I don't think a lot of people have the ego for that. They may have the skill set, but having the ego to go up there and control that crowd, that's different from doing a concert. That's different from going in the booth. I think Cassidy just did this lunge at it. You know what I mean? Just because he's quiet for Cass.
Well, that's how he started, too, though.
Well, I mean, that's cool. But
A long time ago.
I wasn't looking for him to go back. That's what I'd say.
I feel that. Cassidy is a prime example of what you can do with a lyricist and you pair them with an A1 producer like Swiss. He's got 2 solid albums. He's actually had a decent career up until that case he caught when he kind of had to fall back a little bit, if y'all remember that. I think he shot somebody or something. Yeah. But up until that point, he was cooking. And when you have somebody of the lyrical capability of a Cassidy and you pair them with a fucking super producer, you can make hits and have a nice career. You could argue, besides Eminem, he's probably had the most successful career as a battle rapper because you remember he started off. Everybody remembers the one with him and Freeway, where Freeway was like, "Man, give me a beat, man. Can we play a beat?"
Yep.
Everybody remember that he had Freeway running for the freeway. But like I think Cass, it's a shame that when I went to go see DMX, and I was praying he wasn't gonna come on stage washed as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just like, please, like, I fuck with DMX. I remember the heyday. He's obviously past his prime. Just don't come out here looking old, flabby, and sick. And he didn't. He did his thing. Now, if you're a Cass fan and you see the news, you paid for this pay-per-view event just knowing your boy was going to kill shit, and he gets demolished, man, bro, that's a sad day. You can go ahead and hang it up. I hope Cass own a car wash or a fucking bookstore or something, because the rap career is donezo.
Man, I'd love to see a reality show on like what rappers like Cassidy do on a day-to-day
It's called
basis.
Love and Hip Hop.
Not that.
That's exactly what
Not
it's called.
that. Like, really, like, how do they, like, what kind of business do Cassidy got going on? Or, I'm not saying that he doesn't, but, like.
Damn, I was about to say.
No, I'm just saying,
Out of curiosity.
I'm interested to know how do rappers who are not hot anymore keep it afloat.
How they maintain?
Yeah, how they just, you know, they ain't dropping records anymore. So
Yeah, no.
I'd be interested to know how he maintains, you know what I'm saying?
The whole getting a mainstream rapper in the battle ring, though, like, I'm super cool on that, though. Like,
You
Joe
can't
Budden
win.
tried it. He
You
got
can't win.
washed.
It don't matter how lyrical you are, you can't win.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Joe Budden tried. He got washed. He hasn't rapped since. King Lowe's tried. That's my boy.
He's rap sense, though.
Man, he ain't rap since. We haven't listened. King Lowe's tried it. That's my boy. He dope, but he really didn't do what he was supposed to do. I remember at one point they were trying to gas Drake to do. Like, stop. Like, bro, I get it. It just needs to be like a niche lane. Battle rap needs to be in its own lane. You know what I'm saying? And that's cool. I watch a couple of battle raps every blue moon when it's a big name attached to it. It'll get my attention. But just having somebody in just for the hell of it, like Keith Murray tried to battle, and bro, I'm cool on all of that. The gimmick,
Murray.
you see what I'm saying? That gimmick shit is over with. But I will watch this though, just because I know that he got bodied. When this gets released on YouTube, I'm gonna watch it just to see,
Just to laugh.
just to see the slaughter.
Well, I like watching battle rap anyway. It's entertaining.
Do y'all think battle rap could be bigger? Do y'all think that at one point they had those leagues and a lot of it was going up, but then they started having like controversies as far as payment and things of that nature. So do y'all think it's a thing that's kind of right there where
crossover?
it's gonna be, or can it cross over to a more mainstream thing, being that hip hop is bigger now?
But you know what's crazy? If you turn on TBS, there's a battle rap show hosted by Method Man right now, which is in the same vein as that. Obviously, it's not URL, but I'm saying it's in the same vein. Or when they do carpool karaoke, you know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
was with the celebrities battle.
Yeah.
I did see that.
you see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
So it's
I did
kind
see
of
that.
air quote crossed over in that extent.
Man, because who was somebody? It's like Eve and somebody.
There's a lot
was
of people
on
that's
A lot of
been on
celebrities
there.
been on there.
Really?
Yeah. So you've got that for the TBS and TNT audiences. But as far as I got the Mac standing up on the, nah, you can cancel that. That shit is not crossing over, and it don't have to. You can
mean-
make a living doing it easy.
Yeah, true.
Smacks and all that shit. I
Yeah,
like
you
what they
can.
done
That is
built.
a fact.
It's like G League.
Gee.
That's not G League.
Fair assessment.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You can make a living playing the G League.
You could. I feel like it could. It does deserve some more exposure. The avenues now where if it was more concentrated, like if you had a title thing on Apple TV is dope where you scroll through the,
That's
you got the
hard.
videos. If they had like a battle rap videos thing, that would be pretty cool. Or iTunes had something with battle rap on it. That's one way I think it could expand if you could put all of it in one place.
Maybe Jay reaches out to get us exclusive battle rap
That would
on
be
title.
hard. That would be hard.
You'd have to have a big name at that point.
Another
though.
way to have that another
Right.
$9.95 that you would.
And we got to think about it. The whole thing, we talking about this whole battle because it was Cassidy.
That's
so
true.
you can't just shit on Cassidy.
Yeah, they need some superstars too.
Yeah, I
they
mean,
need some big people.
Man, he can bounce back if he stay in the battle rap lane. I'm sure he can bounce back because he is a
Bounce
good battle
back what?
rapper. I mean, people take L's in sports all the time.
But
and come
there's
back.
a 3-0, like getting washed
Yeah, you
though.
can't-
That's the
I
only
heard,
thing.
I heard mixed thing. I heard he lost, but it wasn't like a debacle like people.
Okay.
I
You
have
guys,
to see it.
you watched it?
I didn't.
Oh,
I ain't, nah.
Nah, it's not on YouTube yet. I was looking for it.
yeah.
And of course I didn't pay for it. Like, come on, y'all, let's be serious.
It was here in Atlanta too.
Really?
Yeah.
I would have pulled up.
Yeah.
It was a line. They had a long line.
I'm
too.
not standing in line for
Standing
it
in
though.
line.
Yeah, that's
Battle rap.
what killed it for me.
Yeah, I ain't gonna do that. Moving on, man. DJ Paul. DJ Paul and Travis Scott are in court. Travis Scott celebrated his 27th birthday by getting sued. The co-founder of 3 6 Mafia, DJ Paul, is suing Travis Scott over the No Bystanders. Again, that was a song off of his Astro World album, double platinum now. He's suing off of that song because of use of Tear the Club Up, copyright infringement with the lyrics as well as the beat. He is suing for, get this, $20 million. Are you surprised that sample clearances still fall through the cracks?
I'm not, because it's a lot easier to get through the doors of hip hop now if you just have a hot song. You build up a profile on SoundCloud, you can figure out how to put your music on iTunes, sign an agreement, pay them what they have to put it on their streaming service. It's a lot easier to become known, and in becoming known and becoming followed, you're gonna have business opportunities and not representation. And I know Travis Scott got representation, so that's not what I'm trying to imply. What I am, to answer the broader question, there are a lot more kids in the game than it were, and a lot of those kids don't have representation. When we were talking about Juice WRLD, and then the guy was talking about, well, I didn't even know you had to sample it. Like, of course you got to sample this popular ass song.
Big Dog Sting song.
And I don't think that DJ Paul is being malicious when he says that I need $20 million for that. He's just doing what happened to him, because he probably came in the game as a youngster, took something he wasn't supposed to take, and they got those cease and desist letters.
Right.
DJ Paul probably passed the cease and desist stage because Travis Scott had the #1 song and album probably in the country last year. Right. So DJ Paul won his cut. I'm not surprised that this still happens, because a lot of more kids are in the game with a lot less representation and doing it on their own, and a lot of independent acts.
I need answers, because I'm shocked that this still happens. Like, I don't know who to ask this to, but what is the process when Travis Scott records that, which is obviously Tear the Club Up, with the beat is obviously Tear the Club Up beat? What happens when that's done recording and it's sent off to the label? Do people do they not even listen? Do they just like, that's it? That's the song? Okay, cool. We'll queue it up on Apple Music for next Friday.
Are you saying how does the sample get cleared, or how does it get passed?
How does it get?
How they get to that point?
Yeah. Why are we at a point where DJ Paul is now suing you for $20 million, dude? How do we get to that? How does he not get reached out to beforehand and do the whole proper? That's what ASCAP and all of these BMIs and all of this shit is for, I thought. Right. Why would you want to? You thought he wasn't going to hit? You had one of the biggest hip-hop albums in the country last year, dude. Like, what are you doing? I don't understand. And I'm not even necessarily putting that on Travis Scott. Like, Travis Scott's the artist. He thought, okay, I can flip this 3-6 shit. This will be dope right here. Boom. I'm going to let the label and everybody else handle all the politics. So where from the studio to my Apple Music does the ball get dropped? It doesn't make sense, though. Like, I
would say culture. Like, if you have people in those offices that are not familiar with 3-6, and then you have the combination of the people that are working with Travis Scott that don't know the law, probably, or I'm not implying that, but maybe his A&R doesn't know the sample process, and maybe his A&R says, this sounds similar, but I know he didn't use it. I'm just gonna push it through anyway.
I feel like the credits.
I'm grasping at straws.
Who writes the credits? Because somebody has to.
The A&R is in charge of what's on the credits. Your job is to write the credits, submit the lyrics, get the samples done, all of that stuff.
Because what's supposed to happen, the producer, I thought the producer is supposed to say, because if you're digging in the crates and you got a record that you sampled from 1964, that obviously the A&R is not going to just be the fucking swami.
The A&R usually finds the producer. So that conversation is had at the jump. The A&R is finding all the products and the material for this artist's album. Right. So if you're going with this producer and being like, look, I'm linking my artist with this guy, here go the beats that I like for my artist, it's the A&R's job, if the producer didn't know or not, to get it cleared.
The producer has to know.
They have to.
There's no way the producer doesn't know.
Sir, you're working with like kids and stuff. So what if it's a kid that made that beat? He may or may not know. Like, they get these beats
he came up with the beat by himself?
I don't know. But they do these beats on YouTube. They do these beats on SoundCloud.
Somebody in that room knows.
That's a brave assumption.
And then make it so bad, the lawsuit, as I'm reading here, points to Travis Scott at the Grammy performance, performing a song and changing lyrics to Tear the Club Up.
Tear the Club Up.
Like, how dumb?
Yeah, he clearly fucked the club.
Yeah, he knows. He definitely knows.
He clearly knows.
Come on, man.
That's why I'm lost. Now, my question is, how much of these $20 million is DJ Paul getting?
19.5.
Jesus Christ.
Nah, he going to get like between 5 and 9 million.
My God.
He getting more than that. Well, okay, yeah, you're right. He's settling out of court. They ain't going to court.
Yeah.
He going to settle out of court because it's clear, open and shut case.
You got to think about it. He the tour.
Oh yeah.
The double platinum.
Yep.
Performances, all of that comes in.
Radio. All that shit.
And that's still taking the L if you DJ Paul, because when it's a familiar sample like that, usually the original artists get like 90-some% of the profits off.
Well, that's negotiable.
If you can negotiate it.
Yeah. That's negotiable, and that's DJ Paul said that he clears like 3 samples a day though. Like he says he has to do that shit every single day for 360. You know their ad libs are hot right now.
Shit, maybe he did think he could sneak one through that in. Shit, if this nigga thread, that's nice.
Bruh.
DJ Paul ain't got to do nothing for the rest of his life.
Nah, he's super. DJ Paul and Juicy J are super good.
That's true.
That's bananas to it. 20 million?
They don't get enough love either, man.
No, they don't.
They
Atlanta took their sound.
oh,
The triplet rap, that Migo flow, that's 3-6.
Shout out to 3-6 Mafia.
Am I lying? Yeah. Let's Lord Infamous.
Oh, somebody sent me something with Project Pat and
you could call me scared.
Player Fly reconnected today. That was good to see. Good to see for sure.
Crickets.
So y'all like
shout out to Project Pat, though, friend of the show. He's
y'all
been
like
on
Player
the
Fly
show.
growing up?
Player Fly was cool. He got a couple.
I like Player Fly.
I was about to say because some of the stuff y'all like, then you gonna don't do that to Player Fly.
It's the fact that
nah,
it's
it just wasn't a big deal.
I fuck with both of them though.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I would say these niggas should have been whatever was wrong with them niggas. They should have been through beefing. Niggas, yeah, like y'all niggas old.
They gotta let that go. They gotta let that go.
Niggas in their 40s beefing is nasty.
Yeah,
like nigga, get out of here.
Well, they were doing the opposite of beefing. That's why I brought it up.
Huh?
They were doing the opposite of beefing.
Until yesterday or today, shit.
Shout out to them, man. Before we get to this music break, man, we gotta talk Bun B. Bun B shot a masked intruder who tried to rob his home. All right, the guy allegedly faked like a delivery man.
He must have listened to the show last week.
Yeah, clearly. The robber faked like he was a delivery man. Wifey opened the door, demanded. Then the guy demands to take the car. She walks him to the garage, to the car. The garage door opens up, and Bun is sitting there like Elmer Fudd waiting with the strap. A shootout.
I love it.
Yeah, it's crazy. A shootout occurs, and the guy is wounded, runs off. It turns out that Bun chased him down in the whip.
Yes.
And then the police apprehended him, all that good shit. With that being said, with that wild-ass story and what we talked about last week, can we go ahead and reinstate the word trill back into the culture?
Immediately.
Oh, my.
Immediately.
That's a
Bun
fact.
B, I don't want no problems. I apologize. Yes, please.
Hey,
But
Bun,
look, though.
listen, UGK,
Man.
trill,
For life.
all the
All day,
Trillmatic,
all
Trill
day.
Static, whatever that album's called.
Listen, man.
Run with that.
Listen to it.
The hell is you talking
I'm
about?
streaming it now. I'm
Hey.
streaming it right now as we talk.
We take everything back.
No, you two take everything back. I was
On a
I was
real
gonna
tip,
keep
though,
Trill
Clearly,
alive.
This guy was confused. He thought it was one of the. What's the guy that do Plug Walk? What's my guy's name?
Did what now?
Plug Walk.
the song Rich the Kid.
Oh,
He thought it was one of these young guys like Rich the Kids, where he gonna bully up in there. You gonna take me to the safe. I'm walking away with 10,000. I'm beating up your girlfriend. Y'all gonna do
Jesus
IG
Christ.
posts? No. You gonna go to this garage and you gonna get your ass shot.
The Trill OG.
Old school versus new school. That's what it is.
Trill OG.
Yeah, nah, but that's a scary situation though. Like you at
Yeah,
the
it is,
crib
though.
with
We
the
joke, but it
fam.
is,
You know what I'm saying? Like
My
that
wife
ain't-
answered the door.
Yeah, that's wild.
You gotta die.
Yeah, that's a
I
fact.
often say, nigga, lucky he made it to run down the
Lucky.
street. To be completely honest,
They said Bun chased him down in the whip, made him take the mask off.
Slick would have ran
It
him
was
over.
like, nigga,
All
it
my
was
fault,
you.
bro. My
Yeah,
fault.
he made him take it.
Yeah, because you got to do that because you don't know, like somebody coming to my
They can come
house.
back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no. That man might have set you up though. You know, you don't know,
who know him
somebody.
or like where you
Yeah,
might
so
know him from.
The suspect is DeMonte Jackson.
Damn.
He's
Yeah,
facing
DeMonte.
3 first-degree felonies, 2 counts of aggravated robbery with a weapon, and 1 count of burglary.
Do it say his age?
Does it say his
On
age?
top of getting shot.
No, it doesn't.
I know he hot about that. So yeah, Bun B, we can go ahead and put Trill back
Yeah.
into the
Hey,
urban
man.
hood on deck dictionary.
Trill
Yes,
OG, bud.
Trill for life.
They need to go ahead and put. You see, they put Stan in the
Eminem.
Yeah, the dictionary.
Yeah.
And go ahead and throw Trill in there too.
They put it in there, please.
Now today,
Yes.
go
I
right
approve
there.
of this
Stan and-
message.
They put Stan. You can go ahead and throw Trill in there. Eminem ain't shot nobody.
Nah,
I'm just saying.
I agree.
We got a song break, man. Where we going?
Yes, we have a record called Enzo from DJ Snake featuring Sheck West, Offset, 21 Savage, 21, and Gucci Man.
All right. Let's hear it, man. Enzo. We are back. That was DJ Snake featuring a lot of people. How do you feel about that?
I like 21 Savage verse. I got out of it after that. I ain't trying to.
Well, that was the third verse. You stayed on there for a while.
Yeah, I wasn't. I didn't really. Was Sheck West one of the first two?
I think he was on the hook.
On the hook,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, yeah. I got
Offset
out of
did a
it.
good job on that song.
He
too.
did. I liked it. He had the opening verse, right?
Yeah. No, that's all right. That was cool.
I like that.
Something for the club, the
Yeah,
lounge,
I like that. I ain't mad at that.
places I don't go anymore, but I'm sure this sounds good there.
Yeah. And in the car. Sounds good.
Yeah, that's a knock in the car.
Yeah.
Ain't no question.
Sure.
21 Savage Slick been ripping it lately.
He has.
Yes.
Low key.
Yes, he
He's
has.
significantly improved his rap game.
That's a fact. That's
fact.
a big fact. All right, man. We are talking Schoolboy Q, TDE. Crash Talk album finally came out, long delayed. You know how we get down when we do these rankings, man, these ratings, I should say. We like to give our expectations, initial thoughts, talk highlights, lowlights, and then we'll give it a ranking, man. We don't use mics, we use reels, all right? Because we can do that because it's Realville. What was your expectations coming into the Schoolboy? I know you were high on him for 2019.
I was high on him for 2019.
All right.
That was one of my predictions of him having a standout year. I thought that this would be an opportunity for Schoolboy. I said he was going to have an album. I thought this would be an opportunity for him to go from maybe where he was in that tier to step up a tier, step up a notch, if not only lyrically, because he's had that, but also as far as personality, charisma. I feel like he had been doing his thing on social media. He had a lot more eyes on him coming out this time, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I thought that this was going to be the time for him to make the next step in his career, to be a bigger artist, not as niche as he has been.
Yeah, I'm with you. I had high hopes for this album too. I thought Blank Face was fire. One of my favorite albums of that year when it dropped. Seems like it wasn't that long ago. It turned out about 3 years ago. But so I was expecting a lot with this album. Even with the Blank Face, he had the visuals to go with it. Like he had like the little slick like mini movies and like TDE puts a lot of thought into their rollouts and that's why they like to take a lot of time off in between projects, which I'm super cool with. So I was high on this album. I will say my initial thoughts. I go straight into that. When I first hit play and I let it run through, I was super underwhelmed. Like if we would have recorded this on Saturday, I'd have a completely different thought process than I do being it the following week, now that I've been able to sit with it for a couple of days. I was super underwhelmed. I thought it was boring. It just ended and I was like, oh, okay. Word. I got a lot of stuff was going over my head. I'm gonna be honest. It didn't sound anything like Blank Face. I didn't like that at all. I will say after about 4 days, though, it has grown on me a little bit more. I've had to give it about 4 or 5 listens. This one you got to sit with, in my opinion, to really actually take in everything that it's got going for itself. When you first heard it, how did you feel about it?
You brought up an interesting point as far as the stuff going over your head and not being that you don't know what he's talking about. It's just the lingo that they use in California is a lot different. I compared Schoolboy to like a Ghostface or a Raekwon, and the reason that I couldn't really listen to Wu-Tang in the early 90s is not that they couldn't rap or whatever, maybe it's just like that what they were talking about was over my head coming from the South.
Absolutely.
So I compare Schoolboy to that. I feel like this was a street Cali album for Cali guys that like of the same ilk as him. But with that being said, I liked it. It was too short.
Yeah.
I only get
Way too
if we
short.
only get into like I usually am here for the short album. as
14
you guys
tracks.
know. We usually say that.
Yep.
But I feel like if someone like Q-Boy, who has a lot of personality, is only going to give you something every 2 years and you get little snippets on the Instagram, it kind of teases you. It leaves you wanting more. And in these scenarios where you got an album, it's your third album, and it's time for you to take the next level up, I think that this is the time to give you more. Like you're 7, 8 albums in, I don't need 22 songs from you. But right here at this point, I think it was time to open up, peel back a little bit and give people more in the music. And even with the promo run, like I looked at his Breakfast Club interview, and I think it got a lot to do with how rappers approach it now. And I heard some of the lyrics on the song that he says, it's like Schoolboy Q is a dope-ass rapper.
Yeah, for sure.
But I feel like that rappers nowadays are more content with the bag. We spoke about this before with Blueface. We spoke about it with Cardi. It ain't as much a sport anymore to be the best. That's why you don't have your 1, 2, 3 list anymore. That's why you don't have really, I think everybody got their own favorite rappers because people cater to their crowds more. So a generation or two ago, it was about, I want to be the best rapper.
Yeah.
Like he got some songs and some lyrics on here where he was talking about Nas said he was the best, and he was talking about some other stuff like I could be number one and dominate the rap game, but I really don't give a fuck about it like that.
Right.
That's the attitude of the new generation, in my opinion, and it kind of leaves a lot hanging for the music when you got people like Schoolboy Q, who I feel like could give you a lot more and would have flourished in a previous generation when he could have did that.
Yeah, I agree. He comes off very nonchalant. And look, I understand. He the way he comes off in these interviews, because I also watch The Breakfast Club. I also watch him on Big Boy and a little bit of Sway. He doesn't really like being famous, which I understand completely because that shit really isn't all it's cracked up to be from my perspective. From how I see it, it doesn't look, that shit look whack to begin with, and he doesn't look like he's really interested in that. He's not interested in the press run. He's not interested in what people have to say about the album. If he heard us talking, he probably wouldn't give a shit. So, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's fair. But it shows in the music, though. Like
it does.
Like, bro,
there's a nonchalantness to his music where it leaves you wanting, like not want more in a good way, but want more in a way that is just not fulfilling because you know how cold he could be. It's kind of like watching Darius Miles play. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like something of that nature.
That's a
throwback reference.
Weird analogy there.
That's popped in my head, man.
I will say this though, like some of the songs, like why is Num Num Juice a minute and 47 seconds?
That's my complaint.
Why is some of these songs? And he said this too on his interviews that some of these songs had extra verses and some of them had additional this, that, and the other. And then he cut them, but there's really no rhyme and reason to why he did this. I think it doesn't make sense.
Don't they play into like the crash method? It's like real quick, sudden
No, man,
stuff.
he's not the only one doing this mess, man. I gotta stop these
What
songs.
mess? What y'all talking about?
These songs under 2 minutes is whack. Like I don't understand. Like
I feel like it fit the theme of his album. I don't know who else y'all talking about.
The length of the album is fine. 14 tracks is perfect.
Yeah, that's it.
But it's 14 tracks and it's barely over 30 minutes. That's the problem.
Right, yeah. That's strange, especially for somebody of his caliber. And like he said, he takes 2 or 3 years off because he wants each album to sound completely different from the other. And that's fine. And there's people that do that. You could say Kendrick's albums are all their own thing. They sound completely different. Good Kid doesn't sound shit like To Pimp a Butterfly. To Pimp a Butterfly doesn't sound like Damn. But the thing is, they all have an identity. And I know that that's Kendrick when I hear it, even though he may be flipping his voice. He may be flipping the flow. I heard Num Num Juice the first time. I didn't know who that was.
Yeah, he didn't sound like the
like
same.
I ain't like. There's a couple of songs in here with Schoolboy. I don't even know who he is.
Yeah, I thought,
Bruh.
I thought Tyga was rapping on one.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so you trying to differentiate your projects and stuff, but in that same respect, you're losing the listener. And for me. So that's my only problem with it. He did say he had 2 or 3 other albums in the can that he had recorded. He said he had one that was like super introspective.
Yeah,
he had said that one that was all turn up. And I'm like, dude, I slick want to hear those because at least they have an identity. I don't have an identity for this one.
Well, it's like he tried to get introspective on this album, but it was just like an attempt, like a couple of songs, and then he didn't want to continue. Yeah. And as a rapper, like fans want to hear your personal side
nowadays.
That's why, like my favorite rappers, I connect with them because they get personal.
Right.
So you have to do that. So he attempted, he just didn't follow through with it.
What are some of your highlights on here?
I was just about to say, I feel like my highlights are what y'all was speaking of, well, the introspective songs. I love Black Folk.
Yep.
That's fire.
I like Gang Gang. I like how it opened up. I like Tales. Chopsticks, Num Num Juice, Drunk. Like it lost me through that little gap right there.
No.
Can't lose with a Ty Dolla $ign Lies. I like that. And 5200. Lies 5200 Black Folk was my favorite stretch of the album. The floating, I'm here for a 21 Savage verse, like I said. That's
21.
Saved it. That Kid Cudi shit was weird to me.
Yeah,
I ain't doing that. And The Water with Lil Baby. Like you said, though, Tidal has this thing where when the album finishes, it just goes on to similar music.
Right.
So I'm listening to it, and it went to some like Kid Cudi. And I'm like, what the fuck Schoolboy Q doing with this shit on his album? I had to look at my phone like 3 songs in and realize that it switched over. So that goes to what you guys said. I really couldn't tell what was him and what wasn't, and it wasn't cohesive as an album as I would want it to be.
Yeah, if I had to go highlights, Black Folk is definitely one of my favorites on there. The Kid Cudi song I'm not mad at because I fuck with Kid Cudi. I also like Floating with 21 Savage. That's a high record. And I like Water. I thought Lil Baby stole the show.
As usual.
Yeah, I'm not sure how you let Lil Baby steal your show when you Schoolboy Q.
Why?
Like, I don't even remember him being on there. It was one of them. Like, he floated on that.
He did.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, dang, he made this. Like, if that gets played in a club, this is going to be one of the ones where they start from Lil Baby verse.
That's a fact.
And they're not even going to play Schoolboy verse.
That is a fact.
Like, that's a problem, though. Like, that, which leads me to my weakness, my lowlights. That's a problem. I feel like he got outshined by 21 Savage and Lil Baby, dude. How?
ATL, ho.
No.
That's the sound.
ATL, no.
They more in right now than what Schoolboy is. Like Schoolboy, he was even on there talking about the young kids on the Breakfast Club that he was trying to, like, just do all shit with the little homies this year.
I saw that.
I don't know. I'm not sure if Schoolboy Q is there yet. And he has 2 #1 albums. He's a very successful rapper, but it goes back to, even with his career, the same thing with this album. I feel like he could do a lot more.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to though.
I ain't even like, man.
Yeah, you ever met a rapper who's cool where they at?
Yeah, and I heard you say that, like, it ain't even about the fame aspect or being like noticeable. In my opinion, a lot of rappers lack the competitive aspect of it. Now, like with someone like him, like you would hear, I would compare him to a Jadakiss of the last generation. And Jadakiss says, every time I go in the booth, I'm trying to tear somebody's head off.
Right.
Like, you calling me like, you better come with it. I don't feel like no rappers from this generation, even the guys that got lyrics, look at it like, I get in the booth with you, I'm finna tear your head off. Other than probably a Kendrick or a J. Cole.
Yeah,
those probably the two. But I just don't think that they have the competitiveness to give you that album where you like, man, it's spitting.
Yeah, real quick, I'm gonna say
shortchanging a few rappers.
Who you think?
Well, it's not a lot anymore.
It's not a lot.
Yeah, no, it's not a large number. But back in the day, that was everybody's agenda.
Well, I would say the last time that it's happened, like even now, you had J. Cole come out, and we talked about this a little earlier. We're getting a little bit off topic, but when he came out and he said Drake was the best. Even as recently as Lil Wayne, when he was on his run, it was, I'm the best rapper alive.
Right.
Nobody comes out and says that now.
The Baby said it.
That's true.
For whatever that's
what I mean. That's where we are with it. That's exactly where. That's
why he had a wide open lane to claim
that's
that.
where we are with it. Like the Baby can now say, I'm the best rapper in the game.
This is true.
I don't think nobody wants to take that competitiveness of that statement anymore. I don't think that people aspire to be the best rapper anymore, and I think that's the problem with an artist like Schoolboy Q, why he never makes the ascension to the next level.
Yeah, I also didn't like Chopsticks or the song with 6 Black or the song with Ty Dolla $ign.
Just
like
Black, just Black.
6 Black. Those songs were straight throwaways. So
I like the song with Black.
On a 20-minute album, you got 3 or 4 throwaways. Then it's like, yo,
I'm
out of there on Drunk. I agree
6.5 out of 10.
And I feel like
6 out of 10.
I wouldn't have been mad. That Chopsticks came out as a single.
Yeah, it's the single.
I wouldn't have been mad at that stretch had I not heard that music. Like, it fits in the flow of the album, but when Chopsticks come on, you're like, okay, I heard this, I don't want to hear that. Then Numb Numb just right behind, okay, I heard this, I don't want to hear that. So one of my problems was the formatting of it and putting those singles out there like
Kendrick
that.
did that too.
I have the same
I know
thing
he said
I have
that.
with Travis Scott features every time I have them. You
trying
to
sound like Travis Scott.
A Travis
it's
Scott
Travis
song.
Scott song.
It's
annoying.
Travis Scott
maybe,
featuring.
Yeah, you couldn't. Yeah, it's annoying.
Dangerous, I'm out on. Drunk, I'm out on, and that was pretty much it.
He did say that he was supposed to drop this about 2 or 3 weeks ago, but the Nipsey situation, he decided to push it back.
Much respect.
Yeah, absolutely. And then also, of course, the Mac Miller situation.
Yeah, they were good friends.
They were super tight. So he's had it on deck for a while. And he didn't want to have to go through the press run and get asked about it. And you can see it in his face too when he talked about Mac Miller and even Nipsey to a certain extent. He was like that, like he was defeated and deflated with having to talk about that.
Right.
And so I kind of actually felt bad for him. That you could tell he really wasn't trying to talk about that shit like at all. They were super tight.
Him and Mac.
Yeah, him and Mac was close. Yeah. If I had to give this a rating out of our 5 reels, we don't do mics anymore. It's 2019. I say 3 reels, good, worth streaming.
I am exactly in the same place with you. 3 reels, good, worth streaming. Felt like it could have been better. In a quiet climate, it's okay.
Oh, if this would have been summertime.
But if this was last year, this time of year, forgot about it.
It would have got skipped.
You didn't get no review.
3 is
That's fair.
That's where I land as well.
Overall, 3.
Yeah,
unanimous.
I will say. See, I think what we were looking for was him to take the jump like how J-Rock did last year.
Yeah, exactly.
Redemption.
I was expecting to like the Grammy nominations, the win. Like that's what I wanted.
You were wrong. Tape. I told you it wasn't gonna happen.
Spike Lee was wrong again.
I told you. I expected a big.
Said J-Rock. That J-Rock is fire.
J-Rock is fire.
Still fire.
It is.
Absolutely.
But another note from that Breakfast Club interview.
Talk to him.
Since we talking about wrong predictions.
Yes.
Mr. We getting the black hippie this year?
Yeah, he shit on that.
Yeah. That's not happening either.
He laughed that out of the room.
That nigga said the only reason that ever this is a little known rap fact. The only reason that even came up as a thing because he didn't want to list everybody's name on the album. He didn't want to list Schoolboy, Kendrick, J-Rock, Ab-Soul.
Long ass feature.
So, exactly. So he changed it to Black Hippie, and he said the reason that they're not gonna get a Black Hippie because they're never in the studio together for that amount of time. But I feel like if y'all
you
niggas
don't
taking
have
2 years
to.
off,
That's what I'm
now,
saying.
I would want them. I get what he's saying. Like if they're gonna do something like that, they need to be together, cohesive, because they friends, they boys. It'll probably be a lot better.
So
and
it shouldn't
organic.
take long.
That's why I just saying if they friends, why they not in the studio then?
Agreed, but they probably busy on different tours at different
He
times.
said he played golf every day.
He's not the big commercial artist. He's not that busy.
And they working on different albums at different times. If their albums were more streamlined, I feel like that they could do it.
I feel
but
like
if you working, like Kendrick probably working on his album now. And
Fair.
then
Yeah,
he just finished.
right.
Ab-Soul probably working on his album.
We don't know where Ab-Soul at.
He has
That's
to
probably
be.
the issue.
He has to be working
Nigga, they
on
can't
his,
find Ab-Soul.
He has to be working on his album. And J-Rock probably on vacation.
Listen, they can do a Dreamville 1 week session with those 4. And listen, they ain't, like I said before, do a Gangsta Grills, get some Jack beats, make it simple, make it easy on yourself. Get 5 Jack beats,
nasty.
5 original, and give us that 10-track Gangsta Grills. Throw in a couple of skits, make it 14 tracks. And that's it. Y'all can knock that in 7 days and 7 nights.
Them niggas too meticulous for that.
It's a
they
moot
gonna
point.
be combing over it.
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, he killed that
I'd
shit.
love to hear that.
He laughed that out the room. I actually felt some type of way when he was on. He was going super hard on that Black Hippie prediction. Like, hold on, schoolboy, goddamn.
Killed y'all.
Y'all let us know what y'all think. Go to Facebook in the rap chat. How you feel about that Schoolboy Q album? Give us your rating out of 5 reels. We don't do mics no more. It's 2019. We got a new song too. What we got in Mxtra?
Yes, we have Jim Jones and Cameron. Mama, I Made It.
Oh shit!
Yes, sir. Dipset in the building.
Let's hear it. We are back. That was Jim Jones, Cameron,
Jimmy.
Diplomats. Mama, I Made It. How you feel about it?
I wish Cameron had just stopped rapping.
Oh my God! All right, listen.
I'm gonna be real.
Listen,
my
we did
God.
not prep this.
Come on, man.
I think the exact same thing.
Clearly,
dawg.
you have no interest in being cold or anything like that anymore. So just stop. Like,
Cam
why?
had a couple of clever lines
But
on
yeah,
there.
Cameron, he gonna give you that.
He
but
gonna
like,
give you that, but how
absolutely
he sound,
absolutely no
and-
effort at all.
Hey man,
Like,
stop.
come on, bro.
Jimmy been in the gym though.
Yeah, Jimmy
Jimmy
working
still
out.
sound good. Like he's cool. Cam sound washed, bro. I ain't bullshit. I can't listen to the whole album of that.
I'm not with listen. Yeah, I can't do that.
Don't give me no Purple Haze 2 with and it sound like it, or no Program 2 and he sound like it.
I don't want none of that. I don't want any part of that.
Jim Jones and the beat was fire, and Jim Jones
Beat was nice.
Jim Jones is fine. He in the best shape of his career.
Who would ever thought at the beginning of Diplomats that Jim Jones would be the last man standing?
Listen, that's bananas because he was in the third place.
Y'all doing
Yeah,
Cam way
he was
dirty.
getting lapped almost.
Listen,
Y'all
niggas,
doing
he-
Cam way dirty. It wasn't that bad.
comparatively speaking to the Cam that we know.
Yeah, you
Like,
Cam from
Cam
years
is-
ago.
Cam is cold. Was cold.
Yeah.
To hear this, that's like, man, that's
It's like Cassidy getting washed 3-0.
Nah, this song was alright.
This ain't even Jordan at the Wizards, nigga.
This song was alright.
This ain't even Jordan at the Wizards, dude.
This song was alright.
Like, man, this Shaq with the Celtics.
Oh my God.
That's what this is.
I ain't
You're
even
doing
doing
too
like
much.
that.
That's what
Yeah,
this
I
is.
You're doing
This
too much.
Shaq-
You're doing too much.
Shaq with the Suns.
You're doing too much.
400 pounds, dude. I ain't
That's
doing
just
like
Shaq with
that.
this. This number 36 Shaq.
This song was
dude.
alright.
That's what this is, man. Come on.
He had a
man.
couple lines though. He did have a
Yeah.
couple of clever lines though. But it's just the delivery, the mix on his voice.
I think you listen to it ready to hate. That's what it
No,
sound like.
I listen to Purple Haze consistently. I listen to Diplomatic Community Monday. I listened to Come Home With Me yesterday.
That's why when you hear
That's
this,
why when I hear this, I'm like, because I'm a Cam fan. I love Cam. But like this, nah.
it's rough.
This shit.
Cam, hey, hang it up, man.
It's Robert Parrish with the Hornets.
We don't need Killer Season 2. We don't need Purple Haze
I'll
2.
take a sitcom, a reality show, anything like that from Cam.
I don't want that.
I like Cam is funny though. I can sit and I'm entertained by Cam still. I just don't need him putting this effort forth at
It's
all.
hurt. All right, man. We got a question of the week. A little something different from the listeners. I like this, man. What we got in
do it.
Extra?
Yeah, I'm gonna give you guys 3 options
Okay.
for some buzzwords.
Okay.
And you guys can select which one you want to answer. First one would be Joe Budden podcast biting.
Oh, really?
Second one,
First one.
Jay-Z too big for a beef or no.
Pause.
And the last the last one would be what is an album you really hyped about
But
but are disappointed in?
gotcha.
I'll get the one you struggle with the most, the last one.
Yeah, you just gave us the last one, so we'll go ahead and take that one.
I like that one.
We'll leave the other 2 for next week or whenever we get to them. What you got? What's an album that you were highly disappointed by?
Well, shit, I was gonna flip it. I know one that I wasn't checking for at all, and that was actually fire. Was that Sci-Hi the Prince album?
That's your boy though.
I thought his mixtapes were cool. I thought he was a super dope rapper, but I was unsure if he could carry a whole project. That album was incredible.
Right.
Like I wasn't expecting that at all. Like especially after remember the singles came out, New Africa came out. I was like, okay, I don't really know about the song with Kanye came out. I was like, that's my boy, but I don't know about that. But when you hear it as a whole package and where he was going with it and the way he put that together, that blew me away. Like, I've heard several Sci-Hi mixtapes. Nothing about those mixtapes made me think he was going to do that great of a job on a full album. Like, that's you could argue that's like a down south classic if you want to be honest. Like, that shit was fire.
Yeah, definitely a classic.
So that surprised the shit out of me. I ain't going to say I just wasn't checking for it, but I didn't have high expectations at all.
Slow down there, partner, with the classic talk.
That's a Georgia classic. Atlanta
Georgia classic.
It's Atlanta classic.
It's wrestling.
Rap classic.
I would say rap classic.
Which one you going with? Something that disappointed you?
No, I'm going with something that I was highly, highly, highly surprised by as far as how high I rank it. It's probably one of my top 10 favorite albums. And that was 2014 Forest Hills Drive. I feel like J. Cole took a turn for the better in his career. He wasn't trying to be something different from what he was. And I wasn't expecting to like that album that much. I was expecting him to put out the ones like became Born Center or something like that. And I was just surprised at how introspective it was and how personal he was on the album. So it's always going to rank high for me. So I would say 2014 Forest Hills Drive is my answer. What you got?
Yeah, that shit was fire. You got an album, sir?
What I was disappointed by. The Blueprint 3, I was very disappointed by. Yeah.
Were you gassed for that though? It's just J album.
album. I was disappointed.
And he put the Blueprint name on it too.
Yeah.
That's rough right there.
I thought you were gonna say Blueprint 2. A lot of people.
But I could put together the 2 discs and make a great album from the Blueprint.
That's one of the biggest rap mistakes in history. Making that Blueprint 2 albums.
Well, hold on. Let's not.
That's one of the biggest mistakes. That's one of the biggest fumbles in rap history.
Blueprint 2 is slick banging though.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I didn't pick it because.
But the reason you use slick in front of it, if you cut 5-6 songs and you had Blueprint and Blueprint 2 drop back to back,
I can say that about any fucking double disc.
Shouldn't have been 2 CDs, man.
Nah,
not Pop. Or excuse me, not Biggs.
Yeah, Life After Death was
with the
a classic
exception of
all the
Big.
way through.
Can't say it about that one.
With the exception of Big. But shout out to Rob Lopez for that question via Facebook. Good looking.
Appreciate you, Rob.
We'll hold on to those others 2, and we'll add a third one in the mix next week. You never know which one we'll pick.
So the point is, we want you to ask good questions. If you got good words or good topics in your questions, we probably
good
will
words.
pick
Good
yours.
words
Good
in your question.
Use Webster's, all that good stuff.
What we got for the? Let me go on Decker of the week.
Who's the on Decker
Real
of
quick.
the week?
We are going to YouTube for that. Y'all remember youtube.com/OndeckTV podcast.
And while you're looking for that, did y'all see Whack 100 talk bad to E40?
I did. What is that about?
E40 finna shoot him.
It's a dog howling at the moon.
He better relax.
E40
Earl Simmons don't play no
E40
games.
can't hear him sideline at the Golden State game,
That's
dude.
true.
Like, he can't hear him from
That's
there.
true.
It's too loud in
That's
Oracle.
true.
Yeah, what? Who knew Wack would turn out to be a bigger clout chaser than Game? That's crazy.
Right. That came out of left field.
That's interesting. All right, so we're on YouTube. Shout out to Loco Swag 88. Week after week, them boys come in with the fire ass tees. P.S. Trill will live forever.
I hear you, Loco Swag. Appreciate that T compliment too.
Yes, it will. Trill will live
Like he was
forever.
talking about me.
I seriously
I'm
doubt
sure
he's
he's
talking
very
about you.
Also, shout out LFX Podgy. He said, Spike, throw them Super Tims on and hit up Rolling Loud Fest. Quit bullshitting. Go to the festival, put the Super Tims on, and go to Rolling Loud and have a good time.
Where's Rolling Loud at?
Miami and L.A. Either one. Whichever one you want to do.
No Tim's in Miami.
Or LA.
What?
Or LA.
I'm saying so you don't get your feet fucked up at the outside at the event.
Oh, yeah, you were worried about people stepping on
They
your
need
feet.
to put some tarps out there.
Tarps?
Yeah, tarp. Just roll it on the ground. The whole, like, the blue thing, you know what
No,
that is?
that's a recipe for disaster.
A recipe for the disaster for my shoes is being out there in that mud. That's the problem.
You can put on them Tims DMX had at his show, though. Those are indestructible.
Y'all wear Tims with shorts?
Hell no. The fuck?
It was a
Nigga,
thing.
never.
It was a thing at one point.
Negatory.
It was, I'm
not,
telling you.
not below the Mason-Dixon line.
Still a thing in New York.
Also, one more on YouTube. YouTube was cooking this week, as you can see. AJ Smith, best podcast ever.
Appreciate you.
Shout out AJ
Yes,
Smith.
sir.
Appreciate that. Thank y'all for commenting. Appreciate that. What music we got, man? Give us something to listen to.
Yes, sir. Friday, YG coming out for real, for real.
Have y'all heard his single, dude?
I'm not Stop Snitching.
Yes.
I seen him.
Yeah, I'm
with
not
the
big
dude.
on a single, but I think I'm looking forward to this project for sure.
I'm not sure.
I like YG, so
That's
know.
tough. Check
like
out that
YG?
video though. It's an interesting video.
I ain't seen the video.
one of the most underrated rappers of all time, Styles P, coming out. SP the GOAT, Ghost of all time. He's
That's
coming out.
hard. I like
Yeah.
that title.
Ghost of all time.
That's hard.
That's hard.
Yeah.
Styles P drops about
like
once every
Styles,
8
though.
months.
Yeah, I like Styles.
Yeah, I like Styles a lot. And PNB Rock, trap star turned pop star. Yeah.
We're gonna skip that.
It sound like it's gonna give you a
gonna
headache.
skip
Man,
that.
who was in the marketing meeting for that
Yeah,
fucking
that
title?
sound like it's gonna get.
We went from a dope ass title to a slaw ass
Trap
title.
star turned pop star.
That's garbage. I will say for my R&B listeners on Sunday, you know how we get down. Y'all need to listen to that Tink mixtape. It's fire.
She only singing on there.
Yes, fire.
Love Tink.
I don't know
Where's she
how
been at?
Timberland let her go. What the fuck he got going on? But that shit is banging. No rap on Sundays. Y'all know how we get down. What you got on deck for the weekend?
Hopefully I can get some golf in. I want to see how the weather doing. I'm gonna book my tee time Thursday or Friday. I'll know then, but that's what I want to do. What you got?
Man,
this weekend?
Schoolboy Lou.
Right, you got some shoes for the golf course?
Well,
Nah,
actually,
you
now you
bullshitting.
don't have to wear shoes with spikes because most of the courses are made for your grip. So if you just wear some good little tennis shoes, you'll be all
Oh,
right.
you good.
Interesting.
Yeah. Fun fact.
Yeah, fun fact.
I'll
For the golfers
be
out
I'll be at the movies again. In game. It's not a game, people.
Are you fucking serious?
Yes, I am
Yeah.
fucking serious.
Yeah.
In game again.
You need to invest in AMC.
IMAX 3D. One of those.
Buy some AMC stock.
Shit. Let's go
You
AMC.
keeping them in business.
AMC
Do
Animal.
they know you by name?
Yes, AMC
You come,
Animal
"Hey,
is what
Chris,
they
how
call
are you?"
me. Now that shit was fire. Y'all need to quit bullshit and go see
I'm
that
definitely
shit.
going to see it.
I'm gonna
but,
go see it in like 2 weeks.
It's gonna be dead by then.
I don't even know really Slick.
The
what
hype
it is.
was
It's gonna be
still
I don't even know
lackluster.
what's going on, Slick. I just
If you saw
seen the
Infinity
other
War,
one.
then you
No,
got
I'm saying-
enough.
I don't know what's going on to discuss it or be mad. Like, oh man, you did. Like, I don't know. I just want to see.
Oh,
it
you
'cause
didn't
I
watch
seen the
the
other
previous films?
You saw
one.
Black
Nah.
Panther,
I seen Black Panther. I seen
Spider Man,
Infinity War.
right?
That was on. That's the last two I seen.
Oh shit. Well, your ass is
yeah,
in
I
the
ain't
dark.
really-
Yeah, you.
I think I seen the first Avengers. I don't know.
Oh no, you saw the second one. You saw Age of Ultron.
Ultron.
Yeah,
with a little robot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the robot. I did see that one. So
Nah,
Okay,
that-
well, you know.
I ain't really big into Marvel like
It's
that.
still you need to be
I
because
just
that
like
end game
X-Men.
is crazy.
You need to get in that Game of Thrones.
So, Mxtra, what do you
Man.
have on deck for the weekend?
that was top 5 TV episodes I've ever seen in my life.
Here comes the cap.
Easily.
All right.
Easily.
Captain America.
Okay.
I've
Yeah.
already thought about it. I've looked up TV shows.
Oh, you
It's
gassing
easily.
it. Gassing it. It was a great show
Hey,
episode.
man, it's-
Top
it's-
5, I don't know.
It's Cap.
Yeah,
But,
easily.
What you got on deck?
It's Cinco de Mayo, so I'm definitely going to be out somewhere
It's Cinco
celebrating
de
Cinco de Mayo.
Mayo.
It goes down in Atlanta for Cinco de Mayo. So I'll be out drinking and eating tacos.
Y'all have fun with that.
I'll be out drinking and eating tacos.
Tacos and tequila.
Eat a cauliflower taco for me.
Cauliflower negative.
Disgusting.
I'm an El Pastor
You
kind
get
of
a
guy.
jackrabbit taco.
Jackfruit.
Jackfruit.
This
Jack
man
rabbit.
said rabbit, Lord.
Jackrabbit.
Jesus Christ. That's when it's time to go. Y'all do us a favor, youtube.com/OndeckTV
Tacos on deck.
podcast. And also for our Atlanta natives and surrounding areas, our episode 300, we are doing something special for those who are in this area or surrounding areas. All right?
Yeah, be
More
on the
details.
Lookout. Be on the lookout for those invites. And as always, go to the Rap Chat on Facebook. Join our conversation with your topics. Submit your questions to us for next week. One of them will get read on air. We appreciate you and be looking out for the 300 event information and merchandise.
Absolutely, man. We out.